Now we shall discuss about pteridophytes. Pteridophytes are seedless vascular cryptogams. So these are not able to produce any flowers. They are unable to produce seeds as well. But they are having vascular tissue system. Xylem and phloems are forming. So this is the starting point of vascular cryptogams. So pteridophytes are also called as vascular cryptogams. Look at the picture. These are some examples for pteridophytes. These are all the plants can be seen in hills area like Ooty, Kodaikanal. Such a type of area we can able to see these pteridophytic plants. These are Lycopodium, club mosses. These are Equisetum. These are Azolla. These are available in our area. This is water fan. So these are all some example. This is Nephrolepis. This is another kind of pteridophytes. From the previous section, we are aware of the salient features of amphibious plant like called bryophytes. But the pteridophytes, there is a plant group called pteridophytes which are considered as a first true plants. So far we have seen these are primitive plants. Further, they are first plant to acquire vascular tissue system, namely xylem and phloem. Xylem for absorbing water and minerals, phloem can able to supply food materials after the photosynthesis. Hence, vascular cryptogams. So pteridophytes are also called as vascular cryptogams. Club moss, horsetail, curlewoods, water fans and tree ferns belong to this group. Comes under pteridophytes. This chapter deals with the characteristic features of pteridophytes. Pteridophytes are the vascular cryptogams and were abundant in Devonian period of Paleozoic era. In the year, 400 million years ago, they have been established. These plants are mostly small, herbaceous, and grow well in moist, cool, and shady places where water is available. We have seen various photographs of pteridophyte plant. These are usually we can able to see in hill station. What are the general characteristic features of pteridophytes? Plant body is sporophyte and it's dominant. That means it is diplomatic life cycle of plants. It is differentiated into root, stem and leaves. Roots are adventitious. Stem shows monopodial or dichotomously branched. Leaves may be microphyllous and megaphyllous. Microphyllous consist of male reproductive organ. Megaphyllous consists of female reproductive organ. Stele is a protostele. What is meant by stele? The xylem and phloem combine together to form stele. Stele is protostele, but in some forms siphonostele as well. Protostele means there is no pith in the middle. Siphonostele means there is a pith in the middle. The xylem and phloems are present at the center. If there is any pith is present, this is called siphonostele. If there is no pith, it will be called as protostele. Tracheids are the major water conducting elements, but Selaginella vessels are found. Sporangia, spore bearing bag like structures are born on the special leaves called sporophyll. The sporophylls get organized to form cones or strobilus. Example, Selaginella and Equisetum. They may be homosporous, producing only one kind of spores, like Lycopodium, or heterosporous, produce two types of spores. Example, Selaginella. Heterospory is the origin for seed habitat. Development of sporangia may be eusporangiate, development of sporangium from group of initials, or leptosporangiate, development of sporangium from single initial. Spore mother cells undergo meiosis and produce spores in haploid condition. Spore germinates to produce haploid, multicellular, green, chordate. Chordate means heart-shaped structure. Chordate-shaped independent gametophyte called prothallus. Fragmentation resting birds, root tubers, and adventitious birds helps in vegetative reproduction. Sexual reproduction is oogametes. There is morphologically and physiologically dissimilar gametes can be able to fuse together. Sex organs namely anthelium and archegonium. Antheliums are male reproductive organ, archegoniums are female reproductive organs are produced on the prothallus. Anthelium produce spirally coiled and multiflagellated antherozoid gametes, that is male gamete. Archegonium is a flask-shaped structure with broad venter. Venter means a tube-like structure and elongated narrow neck. And venter possesses egg or ovum and neck contain neck canal cells. Water is essential for fertilization. After fertilization, a diploid zygote is formed and undergo mitotic division to form embryo. Pteridophytes shows apogamy and apospory as well. Reimer in the year 1954 proposed the classification of pteridophytes. In this classification, the pteridophytes are divided into 5 subdivisions, namely Xylophytopsida, Psilopsida, Lycopsida, Spinopsida, and Pteropsida. These are the 5 classes have been divided by Reimer. There are 19 orders and 48 families in the classification. Now we are going to see about economic importance of pteridophytes. The pteridophytic plants are looking very beautiful, so which may be arranged, cut flower arrangements like Rumera, Adiantiformis, leather leaf fern will be looking very beautiful to attract. So which can be able to make ornamental plants. Similarly, we can be able to make bouquet. These are some of the pteridophytes like Marsilia will be used as food. Azolla is a very good aquatic fern plant, will be used as biofertilizer in paddy field. So this is also useful for treatment for tapeworm disease. Diopteris is a very good example for using treatment for tapeworm. Removal of heavy metals from the soil like bioremediation can be done with the help of Pteris vittata. It's a very good type of pteridophytes. Leaves yield green dye. Some of the pteridophytes like Pteridium species can be able to produce a green color dye. Ecosystem species, the stems for scoring. Some of the pteridophytic plants are looking very beautiful to see. That's why they are using as ornamental plants like Xylotum, Lycopodium, Selaginella, Angiopteris, Moratia. These are all used as ornamental plants. Next we are going to see about stele. Stele or stele. A prominent or different types of stele is commonly available in pteridophytes. That's why these are called as stele fans. Pteridophytes are also called as fan plant. What is stele? How the arrangements of xylem, phloem and vascular cambiums are present inside the stem and roots will be called as stele. See here, the red color part of the plant is indicating xylem, the green color part is indicating phloem. How the xylem and phloems are arranged inside the root and stem will be having different types of stele. So this is protostele. The central xylem is surrounded by phloem. So this is called protostele. If the protostele is having pith at the center, then this is called as siphonostele. Again, the siphonostele is various kinds. First of all, we can be able to see about these protostele. If the xylem is star-shaped structure and the phloem is surrounded, then this is called actinostele. Then xylem and phloem are arranged in a plate-like structure. That means Xylem plates is alternate with phloem plates. So this is called as plectostele. As I said just now, if there is any pith is present at the center, then xylem is present around this pith. Then phloem is surrounded around the xylem will be called as ectoploic siphonostele. Siphonostele means pith is present at the center. Ecto means outer, phloic means phloem. If phloem is present outer side, then this is called as ectoploic siphonostele. Soranostele means if there is any break in this siphonostele, ectoploic siphonostele, this is called as soranostele. If it is breakdown at many places to form a separate vascular bundle, xylem is present towards the center and the phloem is present towards the peripheral, then this is separated by cambium in the middle, then these are having a plenty of vascular bundles around the pith will be called as eustele. So another group of siphonostele which are forming both outer and inner side of the xylem is surrounded by phloem. These are called as amphiploic siphonostele. Here ectoploic siphonostele. Ecto means outer. The xylem is surrounded by the phloem only outer side. Amphi means both side. The xylem is surrounded both outer as well as inside are called as amphiploic siphonostele. Then this amphiploic siphonostele is breakdown by several places. This is called diptyostele. Then these vascular bundles are scattered here and there. Then this is called as atactostele. So on the basis of the xylem, phloem and the cambium arrangements, this vascular system will be called as various types of stele. That can be seen in detail one by one. It is very important question. The term stele refers to the central cylinder of vascular tissue system consisting of xylem, phloem, pericycle and sometimes medullary rays and pith as well. These are divided into two different types, namely protostele and siphonostele. What is protostele? In protostele, phloem surrounds xylem. The type includes haplostele. These are further divided into haplostele, actinostele, plectostele and mexoprotostele. One by one we can see. What is haplostele? Xylem is surrounded by phloem, is known as haplostele. Example, Saraginella. Another type is actinostele. If star-shaped xylem core is surrounded by phloem, then this is called as actinostele. Lycopodium serratum. Then plectostele. Xylem plates alternate with phloem plates. These are called as plectostele. Example, Lycopodium clavatum. Xylem groups uniformly scattered in the phloem. Then this is called as mixed protostele. Example, Lycopodium cernum. Then siphonostele. Siphonostele is nothing but pith is present at the center. In siphonostele, xylem is surrounded by phloem, but pith is present at the center. It includes ectoploic siphonostele, amphiploic siphonostele, soranostele, eustele, atactostele and polycyclic stele. One by one we can see. Ectoploic siphonostele. Ecto means outer, ploic means phloem. So in the middle, pith will be there. Around the pith, xylem is there. Around the xylem, phloem is present in the outer part. So phloem is restricted only on the external side of the xylem, will be called as ectoploic. And moreover, pith is present at the center. Osmanda is a very good example for it. Amphiploic siphonostele. The phloem is present on both sides of xylem. And pith is also present at the center. Example, Marsilia. Soranostele. The stele is perforated at a place or places corresponding to the origin of leaf traces. That means the center pith is there, then it is surrounded by xylem. The xylem is surrounded by phloem, but these are breakdown into number of pieces. These are perforated. Perforated means making hole. So number of places. So these are called solenostele. Again, the solenostele is further divided into two types: ectofloic solenostele, amphibloic solenostele. The pith is in the center and the xylem is surrounded by phloem. It is exoploic. Amphibloic means pith is in the center and the phloem is present on both inside as well as outside of the xylem. It is amphibloic solenostele. And these are vascular bundles are divided into many types. Example, adiantum. Next, dictyostele. The stele is separated into several vascular strands and each one is called meristele. Example, adiantum capitis vernis. Then eustele. Eustele is nothing but separate vascular bundles are being around pith is called as eustele. The stele is split into distinct collateral vascular bundles around the pith. Example, dicastum. Atactostele. Atactostele is split into distinct collateral vascular bundles and are scattered here and there in the ground tissue, which is called as atactostele. Monocostums are very good example of atactostele. Polycyclic stele. The vascular tissues are present in the form of two or more concentric cylindrical ring. Example, tritium. So that's all about pteridophytes.